Okay, 28th of May, better gist. Um, I think I should have my headphones so I can actually hear what is. Doesn't really matter anyway. Okay, so I'm quite grateful for the moment and I'm quite excited. Um, I've been having this new personality of mine that I love, and it's a personality that has been so focus driven. I'm not really a perfect person, and there will never be a point I will. We can only try as much as possible to be imperfect, to be perfect. Perfection is something that's not fixed. It keeps on updating. It's more like even if I try to be perfect and I catch up with being perfect, after a while I'm still gonna be imperfect. So no one can actually be perfect all the time. I've gotten to really understand that part of the major problems I had as a person wasn't special. In fact, I was even better in a way. While coming up, I would blame things like family upbringing, my environment, experiences I've had, and I'll blame this for being the reason I've not achieved a whole lot, being the reason I'm not efficient, being the reason I'm not doing well. Those were the human factors, and yes, they might be the reason. But right now, at the moment, I fully understood that the major reason, not just me, but virtually a lot of people are not to their fullest potential. It's nothing or other factors too, environmental factors, human factors are applicable. But the major thing is because we don't listen to advice. It is only when you are a good listener that you be able to do things. Nature is always talking. Your environment is always talking. Your mind is always talking. But we have been too focused to listen on the wrong things. So me as a person, coming up I would flow with the environment, with the wind, or family troubles, this one, meeting fake friends, normal thing happens to almost everybody. And at the end of the whole day, I somehow did not live my potential and I'm stuck with the, let's say, 99% of the world. Should this is say 1% of the world, which is paying so much attention to not the most important things, what this person thinks of me, what this other person sees of me, people's perception, what I'm expected to have achieved, what I'm expected to have done, or I should have a family, or I should have a job, or I should have a business, or I should, being so obsessed about what every other person thinks, or not paying deep attention in yourself. I'm coming. It will all make sense when I land. It's the same thing as, okay, I'm paying attention to all these environmental things. Do I really pay attention to what my mind is telling me? It made more sense while I was so smart when I was younger, when I used to soliloquize, talk to myself alone, be alone, always quiet. I was the best in class, very bright, very attentive, couldn't forget things, had a very focused and purpose driven life. But I was always talking to myself when I'm alone in the room, always daydreaming, always in my head. But I was very efficient in everything I did. And I was a good advice listener. I always want to hear opinions of wise people. I stayed more with very elderly and older people. And so I was obviously behaving quite older than my age. So I grew up, started making friends, learning how to be social, started being much in the wind, had lots of other distractions. And yeah, this is where I am. It is very evident that if I had spent more time listening, if I had spent more time still listening to myself, taking advices. Why do I say that? Advices. Why do I even mention advice? Do you know we consume comedy that will make us laugh? Watch movies that is very engaging and interesting. A movie that is lots of twist and end, there is suspense, there is horror. It's just gonna make you feel maybe scared if it's a horror movie, feel good if it's an action movie, if it's a comedy, if it's a love movie. But we don't really do things like read so much to learn a new course, a new skill. Imagine every day the way you're reading, the way you're watching Netflix. Just imagine instead of Netflix, you wake up one day instead of following a series on Netflix, you just follow a series on Udemy. If it's a course, you finish it to the end. You pick up another course, another book, another course on something. Every day you take like just imagine you replace your movies to courses. Now imagine you replace Twitter to a library. Now imagine you start paying attention rather than paying attention to the latest trend of celebrities, you're paying attention to business trends. What are the business opportunities? What is everybody buying? So I can buy and drop ship. I can buy and resell. Where am I going to be investing my money? What am I going to be doing? So you see that paying attention to the wrong thing. It's basically just we all trying to get this dopamine comfort more. That we focus on just a particular perception of what everybody thinks. I would always complain about now. Let's bring back to my business. I always complain before now about this is because of this, because of family. But now it's making perfect sense to me. If I had paid more attention to my customers, if I had listened more to my customers, if I had listened more to the skills I need to acquire, listening more to the jobs I need to get done, focus on more important things, like putting my customers first, getting out with every project I lay my hand on, being particular about the growth of my customers, being particular about the growth of my network, being particular about my perception, try to relate more, try to do things the right way all the time, employ people, dedicate people, make sure everything is efficiently done to all satisfaction. I won't have all the problems I'm having. I would actually be living a more happy life. It's actually because I'm not listening to myself more. That is why every single damn thing is actually. In fact, when you listen more to yourself, you will really be disappointed. Because the only thing you can actually control is yourself. I'm moving my hand, moving his hand, I'm moving here, moving here. Good. But if I tell you not to lift your hand up, you would first tell me, please, I'm making a record. Okay. So my errand assistant was knocking, so I had to go check it out. Sorry about that. Okay. Hit the blunt a bit. So I think I probably will switch personalities now. But I don't switch facts. So let's head back to what we're discussing. um Paying attention now to my customers. Paying attention to the most important things that are needed. It's something I've intended to do moving forward. What I made is just it was more like a show now. I don't even expect people to watch it. I know one day they would come back to watch on my gist and yeah. But this is a priceless journal for my kids, my great grandkids, my great great grandkids. Because I'm actually gonna make the Dannyokec a generational wealth empire. And I'm gonna do that with just isolation and paying attention to myself. Listening inwardly, listening to the inner voice and listening to my customers. It's gonna be more about what can I do to get to what I want to achieve. It has always been inside of me to be a billionaire. Everybody also wants a good life. Everybody also wants a beautiful life. But do they really pay attention to what their mind is telling them? Your mind is telling you to go take a course on business administration. Your mind is telling you to work out often, hit the gym often, read more often, pay more time, spend more time with your skills, build up your family. Your mind always knows the best for you. But we pay attention to social media. We don't want to consume content. It's more of Netflix or one streaming media, watching different movies. We don't actually feed our mind. We have businesses. We are more interested in customers just paying us more than paying attention to what these customers really want. Look at every single billionaire. They always pay attention to their dreams. They want to always bring up a new product. They pay attention to the market. What is the market wanting? This product, people like it. How do we improve it so people can, love it more? They do market survey. What would you want? This is this kind of product it does it, but what would you want this kind of product that does this for you to do? Like, how do you what extra feature would you want? They say it's the investors, the men, they put money, they create a factory to create what to solve. Have you been to TikTok market? You see some very awesome China, and what's it called? All these people who do Shopify, you see some very awesome products. So those people are listening to the market. They're listening to people. They're listening to the environment. They're listening to themselves. That's why they're billionaires. That's why they can drive the best of cars, live in the best of house, achieve the best of things. You want them. You want to be like them. Everybody wants to be good. Everybody wants to have a better life. But not everybody really listens to what their mind is telling them. And yeah, I know I'm saying all these things now. You hit the blunt. I hope this blunt doesn't go off anytime soon. So whenever I actually smoke, it gives me the best perception, the best mindset, the best focus, a clearer mind. I don't actually know why, people people look at all this blunts, as a bad thing. Because I mean, most times when I have the best, I think when I'm sober, I'm not that good. When I'm so not like I'm not that good. I think I prefer I'm okay as a human being, but I prefer the high state of me more. It makes me see the world in a different mindset. Like I was having this conversation with a client yesterday, and I mean, he said so many things that really got on my nerves. Firstly, he was making mention of I was keeping tabs with him because he proposes to you. He said, let's share 25% of his AdSense earnings, which were quite good. Took up the deal. I said, we're going to get all the VPS and every single thing. He said, okay, you know what? Go and buy them. Oh, he said, oh, he doesn't know how to buy them. He's not taking it. I said, okay, make payments. Let me buy them. I'm not going to set them up with my money, obviously. And I started chatting him. This guy would always dribble me every blessed day. Got tired of it. And the last time I checked up on him, he came up with, oh, why don't you do it? I would need to share the money. I said, but you've been ghosting me. You've been giving me lots of ghosts. Like, you don't even reply me. You're not always available. It's that, so I'm the one disturbing you. And he came up with, he doesn't believe I'm making money from Google AdSense. The one I'm actually complaining is ghosting me. I say, hello, you proposed a deal, 25%. Your website is already doing well. You have some good domain ranking. I mean, who wouldn't want, I mean, a good businessman is a man who chases deals, right? Oh, you know what? He feels this whole thing is a fraud, blah, 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 blah. If I'm making so much money, I won't have time. And at the point I listened, customers complain all the time that I don't give our time to them. Some think I'm proud, some think I have pride, some think I'm not serious. Some think the moment you pay me payment, I abandon you, then I'll show you I don't even get to reply. Most people feel I'm cocky, I'm arrogant. Most of the comment are you've not even replied me on WhatsApp. And then I listened and I started replying, trying to see if I can keep tabs with people. And now someone is telling me that if I'm making so much money, I wouldn't have chance to keep tabs with people. And I was like, oh, what can you really do? Then I hit a blunt. And then I started seeing things clearly. I started getting to understand that there are different kinds of customers. They're the ones whom, just like there are lots of human beings, the people whom, even if you show them a road now and you say, this door is a door that you should enter now, you will achieve all your dreams. They'll tell you, okay, let me sit down and relax more first. Procrastination wants to kill them. They're not just serious with anything. Like, if you just enter this door, if you just cross this gutter now, you get everything you're looking for. Your life. I'm ready to get everything. Well, that be so lovely. Oh, I want to do it. They will always sound like, oh, they want to do this now. They want to get to the deal now. Oh, let's make this money together. Oh, let's get this. And I tell them, okay, cross. All of a sudden, I don't know if it's I don't know how it happens, but boom, they lose interest or something would always come up in their head. And then I discovered that I have not been paying attention to my market structure.